regret nothing.
Welcome to the Running with Scissors I Regret Nothing podcast with MikeJ,
Rich,
and Kurt Willoughby.
All right, well, I'm not really sure how much of this is working. I'm hoping somebody will tell us. I sound really fucking loud in my ears right now. We've had to switch between multiple apps. I think there was some issue with Windows updating their sound devices, so I'm not even sure anybody can hear me right now, other than maybe the people I'm Skyping with. So, yeah. Hey, it's Running with Scissors I Regret Nothing podcast, and I'm MikeJ. I'm your host, and I'm here with Kurt Willoughby, as you can see.
Howdy.
And that really hot, bearded lady, Rich.
Yep. Yeah, that would be me.
You are one sexy motherfucker. So, we're a little late today, and there's good reason for that. I had to go to the bathroom, and that was during our normal test time, and our normal test time ended up taking over an hour anyway, so we wouldn't have been on time anyway. But I blew out pretty hard, and Rich didn't want me talking about it, but I'm going to talk about it. I don't know what happened this morning. It was fucked up. I only had cereal for breakfast, and then I had like a protein bar on my way to the office, and I guess I had a little coffee. I had some coffee, and then, man, I really had a painful bowel movement. It really hurt. I don't know what else to say. I actually feel like my bowel movement was equivalent to the Yankees baseball game last night, and I'm kind of speaking into the void here, because actually I just heard from our PR bitch Rich that we're very loud. So
apparently Rich is really loud.
All right. Well, luckily I can turn you guys down pretty easily in this. So why don't you guys talk a little bit, and we'll see how it is. Go ahead and talk.
Yeah, they say it's only Rich, so it might just be that Rich needs to turn his mic down if he can.
Yeah, let me figure out how to do that.
Well, you guys are still peeking in my app, so keep talking a little bit. I have a little more on-screen control in this app than I did in.
Yeah. Well, they are saying it is Rich that's louder than everyone, but
I think it's
his
also
shit
the
is pretty
feedback
ghetto
we're
at the
hearing with
moment.
his
So
microphone. So
yeah, it's all that hissing.
oh well, then Rich, you just speak when spoken to like normal. I think that's pretty average for us. So oh god, I don't even remember where I was.
Yeah, you're having a painful bowel movement.
Oh, I was telling you I was speaking into the void because neither
Oh yeah,
of
the
you,
baseball thing.
yeah, neither of you are even from here. You don't like baseball or sports, probably for that matter. And I'm gonna guess most of our fans don't either. So I guess I won't talk about sports. Fuck me, right?
Yep. Stick to what people know you for.
Oh
Bidets
my
and
god,
bowel.
this really is only our second podcast of the year. I wonder why that is. We have nothing to talk about. You don't watch the movies I want you to watch. You don't watch the TV shows I want you to watch. We can't talk about games because I hardly play any.
Well, saying that, I mean, like, you haven't said anything about. I mean, Rich is really bad with watching Star Wars films.
That's true.
The Expanse, I will admit, I didn't watch that because obviously it's been a while since we last did this.
That's true.
But I kept meaning to. And when we said we were going to do this, I was like, right, I'm going to at least smack down a good couple of episodes beforehand.
And you did.
And I went to Netflix, and they've fucking taken it off.
Yeah, it's Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I don't have Amazon Prime. I didn't know that. There you go. So,
Well, it was Netflix around the world, but when the show got canceled by Sci-Fi here in the United States a few months ago, and Amazon ended up picking it up, I want to say that somehow fucked with the international streaming rights. I really don't know. But they are filming season 4 right now, and Amazon is going to be hosting it, and it's looking pretty killer. They're just starting filming right now. So for those of you that have watched The Expanse, thank you. It's not actually helping me, but I'm glad you're doing it. It's possible.
I'll keep a lookout, see if I can find somewhere.
I mean, if you're into good sci-fi, it's pretty fucking good. I mean, I don't know if you ever watched. I think we've talked about this. Have you watched Battlestar Galactica before?
No.
Okay.
I'm interested in it. I just I've never.
It's a little religious-y, but it's a great show. It's a really good experience. 4 seasons.
Yeah.
You really get into it.
24. I thought it was longer than that.
No, I mean there are 22 episode seasons, so it's a lot of fucking watching, and it gets a little fucky at the end. But yeah, it's one of those shows that's like it's like one of the best times you'll ever have, and it has one of the worst last episodes ever. So you could pretty much stop before that and be like, oh, I wish they had finished Battlestar. But the Expanse is just moving right along, and the books are great. If you happen to be a reader or an Audible type of person, you should pick up a couple of those Expanse books and let Jefferson Mays come in your ears with some amazing Expanse novels. I don't like preaching too much about specific things other than bidets, but the Expanse is a good time. I'm actually rereading the books for a second time right now while I wait for the next
I haven't
season.
read anything for such a long time. I've got a massive pile of books I need to get through. I just
read
haven't.
books. I have books read to me, you see.
I love reading.
I feel very
just haven't
bougie. I
done
don't
it.
like to do it myself. I like to have somebody else do it to me. And the best thing about an audiobook is you don't have to be like docile doing it. You can do other things and the book will still be read to you. The problem is that I've found is that if I'm doing anything too involved, I miss everything that's read to me. So it's when I'm driving around, I tend to do my audiobooks, and I drive around plenty. So
I have a similar thing with music. That anytime that music's on, I pay subconsciously. I pay more attention to that than I do like conversations or anything that I'm doing. So I have to turn music off if I'm like writing an email or if I'm trying to read something or whatever.
You crazy.
But I mean, like you say, with having audiobooks and that, I miss out on that kind of stuff because my work is with sound. I can never have something on in the background because I've got got to pay attention to what I'm listening to.
You
so
sitting down to read a book is like a break from the sound pumping into your ears, and you're probably going deaf. So might as well get some questions since we're so late here, and we have 1,000 questions from one guy to start out. I don't even know how to say that name. Lady Savakra. Is that what that is? Lady Savakra via Discord wants to know, we had no games between P2 and PL, not counting P3, which I assume is complete loss in profits. How did RWS stay open, and how did they afford to be able to make Paradise Lost? Well, you're wrong. We released Apocalypse Weekend after Postal 2. Postal 3 would not be a complete loss in profits for us because we didn't pay to make it. The Russians paid to make it. You know, the Russian collusion with Running with Scissors. They paid to make it. They lost a lot of money on it, so who gives a fuck? That's what I have to say. How did we afford to stay open? Well, we are a shoestring team on a shoestring budget, and that's the way it's always been, and that's the way it's always will be. We're a club. We're not necessarily a giant company. Even when we are in ultra skeleton mode, there's somebody doing something. And truth be told, the real way we came back for real was we got Postal 2 on Steam. Getting Postal 2 up on Steam was like a huge financial boost for the company. It gave us a wider audience that we never had, and it allowed us to make something for them that we told them we would. I mean, part of the original Greenlight promotion was that if we got voted onto Steam, we promised we would update the game to have Steamworks and all kinds of other stuff in it, and we did that. And we sold enough copies that we actually made an add-on for it, which was not what we originally said we were going to do, but we did. And so that answers that question, I guess. Sound about right? The shift in tone from Postal to Postal 2. That's a great question. That's kind of beyond any of our answering abilities. I didn't even start with the company until we were working on Postal 2, and the guy that was most heavily involved in this is named Steve, and he's not with us anymore. So the answer is I don't fucking know. That's what you get. Do I have a timeline of events in the Postal universe, or is every game made without any real idea of continuity? Our lead designer, Ricky, could probably come up with something for that. I'm not sure it's actually spelled out anywhere. I think we have there's a Postal wiki out there. Have they not done that?
Yeah.
Well, check out the fucking Postal wiki, Lady Savakra. Maybe it's there.
I'll have a look now. I don't know if there's actually like a detail of the timeline.
Yeah, I think they're asking, like, from the perspective of us as the developers, do we consider there to be some kind of timeline, or do we just not give a shit?
I mean, Postal 3 was a dream, bad dream. It happened after Postal 2. And according to the Paradise Lost lore, the dude was in a car accident and was in a coma and dreamed of the horrible incidents of Postal 3. And then Paradise Lost happened, which, I don't know, might have also been a dream too. Who knows? That seems pretty fucky as well. So just assume that Postal 2 happened after Postal 1 and that maybe whatever's happening next is going to happen soon.
The way I always kind of describe it to a lot of people is that it's put across to allow people to make their own interpretations.
That makes sense, yeah. Like choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Did you know that Netflix is going to start that? Did you read that? That was some news last week.
No, I
actually.
didn't see that.
I think the next season of Black Mirror is going to have choose your own adventure stuff, so you can pick on screen what you want to happen.
Is that going to be like didn't they do a similar thing for one of the Final Destinations?
Didn't see any of those movies.
I saw the first one, but I'm pretty sure there was a Final Destination where in the cinemas they gave the audience like a thing that they could press and choose whether the person lived or died.
Well, then if Netflix is doing it, it's fucking not new. Okay, it's old. Plus, it was done in books for years. So Netflix is fucking copying shit.
I used to love those kind of books.
As did I. Could have multiple endings. Happy, sad. How much of your design is still present in Postal 3? Any song choices, models, jokes you've written, level ideas? Most of the game's design was done by us. It wasn't the design itself that was the problem. We're not even going to say it was good. It was okay. It was fine. If you watch the cinematics, they're pretty funny. The endings are all right. Plus, I did a lot of voice acting in that game, so I'm proud of that. But the execution was what we didn't have any say in. The gameplay was garbage, and we didn't really want the Russian celebrity in the game. That was kind of forced upon us by our Russian connection publishers. So we had that Bernie Madoff ripoff guy, the Russian pyramid scheme guy or the Ponzi scheme that stole a bunch of money from Russian people. So that's how that ended up in the game. But yeah, anyway, it was our game. It just wasn't made by us. So it was like somebody took our book and turned it into a shitty game. And the last question for now from Lady Savakra. I bought one of the Shut Up RWS signs. How often do you have to shoot signs? I'd say once a quarter, so maybe 3 or 4 times a year, and I don't handle that anymore. I used to do that, but it's so fucking hot here. We happen to be on a little row of offices here in Tucson that has a bunch of gun stores near us, and a buddy of mine is the GM at the closest gun shop, so I hand him a bunch of signs. He takes them down to their testing tube downstairs and shoots them up for me. There's the latest, so that's why we don't advertise these as shot up by RWS anymore, because I don't do it. And Kurt can't. And Rich won't.
Okay, we're not allowed guns.
You're not. Okay, I'm going to stop talking about questions for a little bit. I think there's something we need to talk about in the industry. And that... Oh, you thought I was going to go into bidets, didn't you?
Yeah, I fucking did.
I could, if you want.
You're in charge.
We don't.
I'm not going to talk about bidets. I'm just getting a little hungry, so I'm getting my little trail mix here. So
Talking about bidets gets you hungry, does it?
it gets my butt a little wet.
Yeah.
Telltale closed.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the big news
Yeah.
in the industry the last few weeks. Pretty fucking nuts. And I even saw again, they originally, they didn't close. They just laid off everybody. And
everyone's gone now.
yeah, they kept on like 25 people, and they were supposed to finish up products, and they've pretty much been gone. Blows my mind because those guys had some of the largest licenses in the game industry, which just makes you wonder, like, what happened? They haven't really said anything, have they?
Not that I've seen.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I was going to ask if there's been any like official statement from them on what happened, because I haven't seen anything so far.
I think they made a statement about the issue. I don't think they really explained it, but I mean, they had a lot of employees. They had 300 something employees, right? 250.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I guess their little mini episodic games weren't selling as well, or they were just spending a shitload on other things. I don't know. But that's fucked up.
I'm trying to look now because I saw something earlier today that it was actually announced who was going to take over to do the final season of Walking Dead for them.
Yeah, they had some investors step in to like help out with that, and even the creator of Walking Dead, Rob Kirkman, I think his name was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he also apparently is getting involved in that.
Well, now I guess it just goes to show you, even the big players, they don't always get gobbled up by EA and then shut out of business. They just go out of business sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, apparently
I'm
Skybound Games is going to help.
Say that again?
Sorry.
Apparently Skybound Games is going to help complete the final season.
Okay. But yeah, for my money, I'm just extremely curious about what actually fucking happened behind the scenes, like whether or not it was just business incompetence or, just profit margins failing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm going to venture to guess they just never sold as well as they should have.
I mean, from what I saw, even their last Walking Dead stuff and the last few games, they were still pretty successful. Like, I don't think they ever had any big bombs in the last few years.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's relative, A game can sell 2 million copies, but
yeah,
if
true.
the company's overhead and marketing budget and everything was meant to break even at 3 million copies, then you don't know.
Yeah, true, of course.
And if you do it on 5 games, they kind of got really big really fast. And they were working on a lot of things, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's just curious. It's a big story, and we don't really know a lot about it. So, it tickles the mind.
Yeah, sad. I knew some people there. Maybe they can come work for us. We got a huge budget, you know what I mean? We're the biggest budget developers out there.
Yeah.
In fact, we're coming out with Red Dead Redemption 2 here soon, guys. Man, I've been reading some shit about that game. Holy fuck.
I've honestly been avoiding it.
Talk about fucking feature creep, man. I just read yesterday that...
Please tell me this is the horse.
No, I mean, that's cool, too. For those of you that don't know, the horse's nutsack size changes depending on the weather. Which, it's real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really matters. No, I read that if you turn off the mini-map in the game, then characters in the game will give you audio cues as to where to go, like NPCs around you.
All right.
So, like, it just seems fucking insane to me. Like, their map is going to be, I don't know, massive as fuck, and random characters wherever you happen to be will be able to direct you towards where you're going because you have the map off. That seems like so... Like, it actually hurts my head because as the guy that records audio for our game, I can't even fathom the stacks and stacks and stacks of paper these guys have for their audio. I mean, I remember seeing the GTA 5 script and how big it was, but this has to be bigger.
It's something like people were saying recently about the Spider-Man game. Mm-hmm. Apparently, they have different audio cues depending on what you've been doing. So, like, if you've been running around, then he'll say a line of dialogue where he actually sounds out of breath and exerted himself. He's just walking calmly. It'll sound like that. And I think they've even got it where, like, if someone's on the phone, they'll come off and go, right, and sorry, I was saying, and carry on with that. Apparently, I've not played the game, so I don't know for sure.
I mean, it all seems so, like, Oh, yeah. But from a development standpoint, it's like, fuck, man. I mean, I guess this
a lot
game
of
is a
shit.
year late, right? Over a year late. So if they were going to delay over a year, you'd hope that they're jamming in a bunch of stuff like growing horse balls.
Yeah, that would make sense. Although generally, like the response people usually give when delays are made by feature creep is that stop feature creeping. Just finish up what you actually got and
Right,
release it.
except when you release the game without the feature creep, then people bitch that the horse's balls don't grow.
Oh yeah, no, that's a growing problem in the video game industry is people bitching about horse balls being unrealistic.
I know. That's why I'm glad Rockstar is here to help.
Yeah.
I'm actually contemplating obtaining a PS4 Pro just for that game, though.
I actually just got a PS4 Pro as a gift, and I'm really I'm really excited to try the game.
It's hard for me to justify because I truly play like no games. And, I mean, I have God of War, and I did play it for a week. But, like, I'm going to play Red Dead. Like, it's a fucking fact. I'm going to play it. It's just the way it is. Do I go below $500 that I don't really want to spend on video games on a new system that I'm going to use for literally one game?
I mean, you can always just borrow the console from somebody who you know has one.
Just go on Craigslist, find a new friend, back pages.
Yeah, there you go.
Find some local prostitute that wants to lend me her PS4 Pro for a cool fee.
Prostitutes are notorious for having expensive video game consoles lying around. Yeah.
Maybe they are in Riga.
So is it only going to be for PS4 Pro? Can you not have it on the standard?
Of course you can, but my point is, like, I've got my PS4 hooked up to a 4K TV. It'll look pretty, but I want it to look prettier.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you're running games on the PS4 Pro in 4K, then the performance immediately gets worse.
I don't care about that.
I mean, if that doesn't matter, then sure. But that still does affect the presentation when, the actual movements on the screen aren't as smooth as they could be.
Well, there's a difference between acceptable and horrible. They won't be horrible. The game wouldn't have been able to ship if
of course
they were
not.
horrible.
But, it's a trade-off. I guess you have to
Actually,
pick which
I take
one.
that back. Rockstar might have the power to release a game that does not hit minimum spec because they are Rockstar. If they were done with a game and they were like, we just cannot get this game to run at 30 frames, Sony would be like, okay, it's Rockstar. You guys have an extra month and a half to get it fixed after release. No big deal. Oh, it's not working yet? Okay, well, you got 6 months. They don't give a fuck.
They could do that, but, I mean...
They're just shoving money up their ass because of these games.
Sure, but, there would be a big blowback to that. It would hurt their public image.
It would hurt their horse balls.
Right.
Okay, one more question. Well, maybe a few. Mew Knight wants to know, are we done with Postal 2? Can we expect more content for it in the future? I can't say we're done with it, but I can't tell you if you can expect more content for it. We're not actively working on any new content for it right now, but that doesn't mean we won't. Yeah, we're doing bigger and better things.
Yeah, we keep all our cards on the table.
Yeah. Is the Postal and Dusk crossover happening? I thought we signed a piece of paper about that, didn't we? I don't know.
That was up to you. But
yeah, I thought we were doing it. Maybe I need to hit up what's his face about that. It's been a while.
Yeah, Dave Oshry.
Dave, yeah. Postal Dude, when come to consoles? I think someone wants to know when the Postal Dude is coming to consoles.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe hopefully in the next couple of years. I'm just waiting for that next console, you know what I mean? Who knows? Zenotama wants to know why you so damn cute. I don't know who you're talking to, but if I had to guess, it's probably that pretty bearded lady on the bottom left. And the answer is because he is. It's the way it is. Rich is hot.
You heard it here first.
T.Y. Titbone wants to know, when will the P2 DLC finally go on sale on GOG, since it's been selling on Steam for a while? Didn't we just give it to GOG recently?
No, I mean the DLC is on GOG, but like he means when it will go on like sale on discount.
Ew. I don't know. When does GOG do sales?
They actually been
Christmas,
doing one
probably
recently because they had their
yeah,
10th anniversary thing.
Black Friday at some point soon. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean GOG isn't as crazy about sales as Steam is, but they're still pretty good about it. They do regular sales.
So they've just done one for their 10th anniversary.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Can Rick Hunter voice over something for me? You're gonna have to ask him, and you can hit him up on YouTube. I can't remember his username on YouTube. It is. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I know it existed. Oh, his name's Rick Hunter. Weird. Yeah, if you just Google search Rick Hunter YouTube, it comes up. He has 1440 subscribers. I guess.
RWS is a related channel.
Yeah, if somebody wants to post that onto the Twitter to respond to Comical C Doggo. What would you think would happen if the Postal Dude met Duke Nukem? I don't know. And, God. Please. I'm so over Duke Nukem. Can we not talk about that character anymore? That character needed a makeover. I'm serious. Like, he's just... I don't know. That's like such a 90s thing.
Well, I mean, that's his point, is that he's a 90s thing.
I don't know. The dude would probably make fun of him. Piss on him.
They just make fun of each other. Either that or they just go for a beer.
They'd both talk with really deep voices. I'm all out of bubble gum.
In a similar fashion to the way I love Rick Hunter's voice, I love John St. John's voice.
You just love to say John St. John.
That as well.
Yeah, he should be a fucking porn star. How long did it take you to make Postal 1, 2, and Redux? Jesus Christ, man. I don't know. Postal 1 took like a year. Postal 2 took like 18 months. And Postal Redux took way too fucking long. Yeah, I don't know. Good question. Bit of a joke question, but Postal VR, when? I'm going to guess when we decide to come out with our next Postal game, we'll probably throw in some sort of little VR complement to it at some point. Maybe not at release, but at some point. We do have some VR experience in here now, so who knows? Are we at RWS planning on making a new IP? We do have another IP where you just, I don't know, maybe we'll release it sometime. We're kind of more into making stuff and just playing it ourselves and not making any money. We're really cool with that. We're cool with just fucking around. We're like Valve. We just have endless development dollars and we just blow it on nothing. I'm lying. We don't have endless development dollars and we don't blow it. Well, we might blow it.
Oh, we don't? Shit.
I know. It's fucked up. Are there going to be more free event updates for Postal 2 like the Halloween and April Fool's stuff you did in 2014? I mean, I would venture to guess there would have to be more holidays invented for us to do that. Maybe we could add a Leif Erikson Day add-on. Or a Columbus Day add-on where like everybody in the map is now Native American and you just kill them and take their homes.
Yeah, I mean, the sky's the limit.
If you wanted to go nuts, there's all those bloody National Pancake Day, National fucking God knows what day.
Happy National Black Dog Day. I saw that the other day. I have a black dog, and I was like, why didn't I know about this day?
Sorry, I've just noticed on Twitter that Suicide Squad 2 is trending, and James Gunn is in talks to direct it.
No! That movie was fucking horrible, man. I don't know if there's been many movies in my day that I have been so utterly fucking disappointed about. Like, usually a bad movie you can kind of spot a mile away. Like, you can see in the trailer, like, those trailers were really good. And that movie was so bad.
Well, what they usually say is that, you know, the Suicide Squad was ruined in its reshoots and in its editing.
Sounds like excuses to me.
No, that like
oh my
there might
God,
have been, there might have been a good
Facebook
movie.
and it's literally the top thing in my Facebook. Is that what they're giving weirdos like James Gunn? You know, he gets fired from one movie because he's just used to make sexual comments. You know, here's my take on the James Gunn situation. James Gunn is basically me. He's not. He's way better than me. But he's basically me if one day in the distant future I got a job writing for Marvel. And they were like, look at all these old videos and tweets we found that MikeJ made when he used to work at Running with Scissors. And he said some pretty fucked up stuff. But it's not like he was saying fucked up stuff like, hey, I'm going to go bang some kids. He was just making dead baby jokes.
And it's actually something that he was brought up a few years ago, and he apologized for.
Right, Marvel already knew about it. The only reason he ended up getting fired is because Cernovich fucking had his network of fucking crazies uncover those things and go nuts about them on Twitter. And Marvel's like, okay, we give in. So stupid. Like, that's literally one of the best things that happened to Marvel. I mean, I realize Iron Man was the inspirato for all this, but Guardians of the Galaxy kind of took it to another level. That's what I think. No? You don't agree?
I was nodding.
Well, you look like you were nodding like,
No, I was agreeing.
Is Postal 2 Redux a thing we're considering? No. It's not. Sorry about it. You guys have a donation thing so I can give you some money for the production. I bought all my friends as many copies as I could, so yeah. Well, we have a PayPal. It's paypal@gopostal.com. Feel free to give us as much money as you want. We are not a political action committee. We are not limited. We can take anything you want. If you want to send us $1 million on PayPal, which would really help a lot, go for it. Actually, if you want to send us $1 million, don't do it through PayPal. Contact me separately. We don't really want to pay those PayPal fees. So, yeah. What is the gameplay like of your new game? Have you ever played Postal? It's like that. Okay. Why does the Postal Dude never have to reload? That's actually an interesting topic of discussion. Back in the day, when we were testing Postal 2, they removed reloading, and it turned out that most of the people in the office really, really, really liked it. And I didn't at all. But I lost that vote. They didn't want to have reloading. They just wanted to have it be endless. And then when we made multiplayer, I was like, can we fucking put in reloading so there's some more skill? And I got outvoted again. So the answer is not my fault. That's what the answer is. I wanted reloading. It's fucking stupid. Okay? And in the future, we're going to have reloading. Know that. How many people from the original team are still at RWS? Vince. That's it. Vince Desi. He was there. He started Running with Scissors back in 1996. I came in the year 2001 at the end of the year. I happened to go to high school with Vince's son, and I met him a couple times, and then a few years later, I came over here and I'm working here now. So, and then other than that, John's one of the older members too. He's been with us since like 04, maybe 04, 05. And then Rick, our lead coder, has been around since not shortly thereafter that. So those are our older members, but the only person that's been here since the original is Vince. Can you guys make more levels of Postal Redux as DLC? No, because it didn't sell very many copies, so sorry about that. We're not making any more content for it. If you can talk 100,000 people into buying it at full price, maybe we'll make some add-ons for it, but no. Is Zack Ward in Paradise Lost another incarnation of the Postal Dude? No, not all gingers are related, so the answer is no. He's himself an actor. The kid from A Christmas Story.
I think that ginger thing is up for discussion.
Listen, we are not anti-ginger here at Running with Scissors, okay?
Well, you may not be.
Oh, Are you saying that I need to make room for your blatant racism?
That I believe that is exactly what I'm saying. Yes.
Wow. Nobody listen to Rich.
You're not directing the next fucking Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, seriously. What is wrong with this guy?
Damn it.
Where did you get the P sound from? Kurt!
It was done before my time.
You haven't made a new P sound?
No?
And
Kurt,
you need to make one then.
I
Yeah,
can
let's
do
do
it if you want.
let's do a hypothetical here.
Yeah.
Kurt. You are
I was
assigned
going to say,
do-
I can hazard a guess that, and it's going to be disappointing to people, that it's either just going to be someone pouring water, or they may have actually gone a whole hog and recorded themselves peeing. But it's more than likely just pouring water.
That's really interesting.
Hypothetically, Kurt, hypothetically, which option would you choose if you were assigned to do the P sound?
I would actually try to record myself peeing and see how it come out.
I respect the dedication.
Cool. Next question. Will the source code for Postal Redux ever be released? I don't know. Good question. The answer is I don't know. Can we make a new Postal
Good talk.
starring Linus Torvalds? No. Is that a good answer?
Sure.
No. What was your costume on your last trick or treating? Does he mean Halloween?
Yes.
Or the last time I actually went trick or treating when I was a kid?
Why not both?
I'm pretty sure the last time I went trick or treating, I just wore my own stinky ass hockey gear and skated around a friend's neighborhood, and I was probably significantly too old to actually be doing it, but I did it anyway. And the neighborhood wasn't really a good neighborhood for riding around on rollerblades. Just had really poor pavement. So it was very tough. A little hilly neighborhood. My last Halloween costume, I was Silent Bob. Me and my wife did Jay and Silent Bob. She was Jay. I was Silent Bob. It was a pretty good costume. And the year before that, I was Pablo Escobar. Threw that costume together in about 5 seconds. It's fucking stupid. But it worked. And then a few years before that, I was Never Nude Blue Man Tobias from Arrested Development. I would love to do that again. But just a little too
It's going
fat.
to take some time.
Just a little too fat these days to walk around in just cutoffs. Plus, the year I did that, it was really cold. And I ended up at this Halloween party that was outside, and I was just freezing. I don't know, man.
Oh.
So if you're not actively working on Postal, what are you working on? I never said we weren't actively working on Postal. I said we ain't working on Postal 2. And we ain't working on Postal 2 Redux. And we ain't working on Postal Redux DLC. But I never said we weren't working on Postal. We're a one-trick pony here at Running with Scissors. We have literally one trick. And that's Postal. We're going to fucking die on this hill. That's right. Because you know what? We made the original nonsensical violent game. We did it.
I don't know. I mean, there's Carmageddon.
It's a driving game, bro.
It's still nonsensical and violent.
It's a driving game, okay?
All right. All right.
Postal.
So, can't say it's nonsensical because it's, for the most part, a racing game or a deathmatch thing. It just happens to have.
Well, guess what? It came out in 1997, okay? So it was the year of nonsensical violent games, okay?
Fair enough.
All right? Postal 1 came out in 97. GTA came out in 1997. Carmageddon came out in 1997. Guess what? GTA is fucking table salt now, okay? Everybody fucking has it. They piss money. We fucking work our asses off for fucking scraps, okay? So, support your local indie developer. Like us, Running with Scissors. Are we doing anything for Halloween? I'm going to Disneyland this year with my 3-year-old nephew, so it's probably going to be miserable. No, he's actually...
That's the spirit.
Well, he's just starting to get fun, but That's a lot of. I don't know, man. I don't know if 3-year-olds should be at Disneyland yet.
Isn't Disneyland made for 3-year-olds?
No.
No, Disneyland's made for adults.
Well, older kids can have a good time at Disneyland. Like, there are a lot of things for little kids, but 3 is a little too young. Like, he still can't quite speak. I mean, he speaks, but he doesn't really speak. He's not mastered the art of running or walking. Like, he does them fine, but he's not mastered the art. He still has to nap in the middle of the day. I don't know. It's just, I guess that we're going to try. My brother was like, let's go to Legoland instead. And I was like, I am not flying to California to go to Legoland. I'm sure it's fine, but it's not my style. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to Disneyland for Halloween. What about you guys?
We don't celebrate Halloween here.
What?
It is an American thing. So.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, there's a whole world outside of America that does like different things.
Listen, pal. Everybody celebrates fucking Halloween now, okay?
Apparently not.
You guys find excuses to do dumb shit that we do here. Don't even act like you don't. That's
Okay,
bullshit.
all right. Halloween exists only purely in marketing in this region. We only use it thematically to like sell Halloween-related things, but nobody actually does any Halloween stuff like personally.
Like, you don't have Halloween parties at bars where people dress up one day a year?
No, literally nobody does that here.
Oh, God, I am never fucking coming to your fucking Eastern Bloc bullshit.
Oh no, we wanted you here so bad.
Yeah, they do. Did I hear that Randy Pitchford got swindled out of $3 million because he hired a con artist as a financial assistant? You know, there's a lot of things that go around about shit that went down at Gearbox. I wouldn't even give them a second thought, okay? I've had some friends there. We've had some ex-employees work there. They made some good games, you know? So, you know, just give credit where credit's due. They got some good shit. They dropped some serious fucking money and lost hard on Battleborn. So if $3 million was swindled away by his con artist assistant, well, guess what? They lost a lot more than that on fucking Battleborn. Was it Battleborn? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
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 Well, good for them. Should have kept making games that were selling well, you know what I mean? Any plans for the Nintendo Switch? I'm planning to get one for my 3-year-old nephew. That's my plan. But no, we don't have any Switch plans right now.
We don't have personal plans, but apparently, you know, now that the Switch has been cracked, we've seen people port the original Postal to the Switch.
Wow. That's what Owen Wilson would say about that.
Owen Wilson says about everything.
That's right.
Yeah, so the original Postal totally playable on Switch now.
So I am going to see Venom tonight.
See ya.
Why?
Well, so the critic reviews were really, really bad. Okay, like 20%, something like that.
Okay, I'm assuming you're going to say that audience reviews are good, but everybody I know who's watched Venom said they hated it.
Bro, listen to me for a second. I pay for a thing called Movie Pass, okay? It's $10 a month, and I can see as many movies as I want. It has a 90% score from the audience on Rotten Tomatoes right now. So your friends are in the 11 percentile. And the fact that I'm not paying for it means that I'm going to go use my free pass to see it. I mean, it does have a 30% by the reviewers, which is pretty bad. It's not nearly as bad as Postal, but it's pretty bad. But when it comes to like stupid comic book movies, I don't really care what the critics have to say about it, because I don't consider this something that any reviewer would really like.
All right, just as a little point of reference, 60% of audiences liked Transformers 2: Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah, but 60 is way worse than 90.
Yeah, I'm just saying audiences can be pretty
You're
easy
right.
to.
You're right. I agree. fucking the fan score for fucking The Last Jedi is under 50%, and I enjoyed that movie thoroughly.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just saying it seems all the signs are there for Venom to be a terrible movie, and you're probably just going to be wasting your time.
But what would I be doing instead? My wife's back in school. She's working all the time, and I'm just sitting in bed watching TV episodes. Why not go to the movie and watch something that I can for free?
Don't you have something you could watch that you have a reason to think would be good to watch?
I do have a reason to think this will be good. It has a 90% score by 21,800 reviewers on Rotten Tomatoes.
All right, man. It's your funeral. Let me know how it goes.
Funeral? Why am I going to die?
Yes, you're gonna die because it's a bad movie.
Hey, man, on IMDb it has a 7.1, and that place is like a pit for bad reviews.
Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen on IMDb, 6.0 out of 10.
That's still 11% worse than Venom.
It's still above average.
Well, because it's a well-made movie that's garbage.
I mean, Venom is probably a well-made movie, but it's probably garbage.
But it's PG-13. That's what pisses me off the most.
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. Venom
And Tom
only
Hardy
works.
speaking with that fucking horrible accent. Ugh, please. Listen, I know it's going to piss me off, but I just want to go have a good time, and it's free. So who cares?
All right.
Marcus is going to go with me. He was supposed to do this podcast with us, but he's not here.
Can we talk shit about him for not being here?
Yeah.
I just want to point out Suicide Squad got an audience of 60% on Rotten and 6.1 on IMDb.
There you go. I actually know people that liked it, too. That's what's fucked up. I don't think I've ever wanted to walk out of a movie more than that movie.
At the end of the day, the problem is, this is the boring thing to say, it's all subjective. So, go watch it. You may like it, whilst everyone else hates it.
Yeah, I have like active arguments with friends still about The Last Jedi because they are so offended by it.
I really liked it. Wasn't there something that came out about that recently, saying that a lot of the criticism that sparked up? Yeah.
Yeah, well, they helped fuel the negative shit, of course. And, of course, people's opinions can be skewed. But I actively know multiple people who are, like, really, really, really hurt by it. Like, pissed. And one of my friends is, like, he's a fucking doctor, and he's super rich, and he, like, dresses up in fucking Kylo Ren outfits to go to, like, premieres and shit. And he is, like, so irate. Like, he is over it. He has no desire to see. I guess he did see Solo. My other friend, he was so pissed off about The Last Jedi. He thinks it was so bad. He won't see Solo. He is not going to go see Episode 9. And I'm like, dude, if you were redeemed after the prequels, then what the fuck are you talking about? And he actually told me he thought that The Last Jedi was worse than any of the prequels. And I'm like, how could you say that? Like, I can understand thematically having a problem with things that were in The Last Jedi. Like, I could see being pissed off about the way Luke Skywalker ended up being the exact opposite of what everybody thought he would be. And I could see being overly pissed off that fucking... what's his name? Fucking Snoke was like a 1-2 punch done. But, like... It wasn't a bad movie. It was filmed well. The acting was good. It was
really
cut
liked it.
well.
And I mean, like, those things that you just mentioned that people get pissed off with, for myself, I made sure that I went into the film just letting go of any thoughts of what I would expect the story to go. I just want
Mark Hamill came out before it came out and said, this movie is exactly the opposite of how I would have taken this character.
Yeah.
And people, you know, the people that defend hating the movie are like, well, look what Mark Hamill said. And it's like, well, Mark Hamill's not a fucking writer or a director. He's a fucking actor. But I could see that. Like, yeah, you know, nobody wanted him to fucking throw the fucking lightsaber, although I thought that was funny. They're really mad about the way he went out at the end, and I'm like, no, I thought that was pretty badass. And they, like, hated the scene with him and Yoda. They thought it was too funny. And I'm like, Are you kidding me? Have you not watched
You've seen
Empire?
the originals?
Like, watch Empire. The scene with Yoda is fucking stupid. And we all like it. You know what I mean? Like, Yoda scenes are meant to be stupid, except in the prequels, where every Yoda scene is dead serious. And
I know there is one stupid one in the prequels with all the fucking flipping and shit.
yeah, but it's not goofy because
It's a different
he's
stupid.
being goofy.
Yeah.
It's that actually is one of my favorite scenes in all of Star Wars ever, to be perfectly honest with you. Although I did not care for who he was fighting against, it made me feel better. Like, watching scenes of Yoda lightsaber battling is one of the best feelings I've ever had. Even though I hated the movies. Completely hated every single minute. And I've tried again, and I've even tried to watch the recut ones and the ones where they cut all three down into one. I've tried this. There is nothing that saves the prequels. They're bad movies, they're bad scripts, they're bad stories, they are badly acted, they are badly edited. Terrible.
Last time I tried to watch the prequels, I ended up just falling asleep during the pod racing.
Yeah, it's so stupid. And, you know, the most recent watches of episode 1 was because I really wanted to investigate the Darth Jar Jar stuff, which I am a firm believer in. And even then, you can see how poorly this is done, because if you really believe those things that were in this theory and you watch what's going on with Jar Jar behind, it's such a shame how much of a fucking terrible character he is on the front when you can kind of see what it was supposed to be on the back. And then even then you go, man, that all sort of fits together really well. If that character could have been easily redeemed by coming out as the big bad in the next movie, this might be a very different thought later on. Like, nope, sorry, we're going to kill the big Jedi in the movie, and we're going to change the big bad to a guy who you don't even know who he is. We're just going to bring him out of nowhere. Be like, hey, Christopher Lee, you're the new Sith that came out of nowhere. Oh, and we're going to kill this badass Sith. Well, he didn't really die, but basically killed him on screen. Anyway, that's my subjective movie rant for the day, and I'll report back on how Venom was on our next podcast, which will probably be in 2019 at the rate we're going.
That's optimistic.
What? Who made the decision to remove MikeJ's wings and horns for stream? I don't get it.
I think it means Steam.
No, it says stream. Is somebody saying that I'm a devil and an angel?
Oh no, I think the joke is like, why aren't you like a cow demon on the stream right now?
Oh, that makes more sense. I was really hoping it wasn't a bad Jew joke because of the horns thing. But
I mean, it could be, you know.
No, we're not okay with that. Postal books in English. No, sorry, we have nothing to do with them. They were made by the Russians while they were working on Postal 3, and we're not going to have anything to do with them any going forward. The newest Postal book that was written by Elisa, I didn't even get to read it. I don't even have a copy of it.
Yeah, any idea why she removed it from like everything that she was selling it on?
I don't know. It's very weird. Very, very weird. Oh, man. Would the next Postal game be Postal 3 for real this time, or Postal 4? We are literally never going to use the name Postal 3, okay? So, does that answer your question? If it was not of Postal, what kind of game would you guys like to work on? I think we all have different desires of the types of games we like to work on, so that would be a really good question to answer.
Yeah.
Rich would want to work on a fucking anime, like, butt plug game. Kurt would probably want to work on some sort of, like, Batman and Joker type of game. And,
I actually would like to work on a horror game.
I would really love to create a sci-fi adventure game.
Yippee skippy! And if I could pick my ideal game, it would... I don't know. I don't have an answer to that question. Whatever is going this way. Like, the only games I play these days are GTA or Red Dead games. I guess I played God of War for a little bit too. But I don't know.
Basically, you tried to go to work for Rockstar.
No, I don't really want to do that either. I like being an indie. just like it. Will Vince be back on the podcast at least one last time? Yeah, we could probably bring him on. He'd probably enjoy that. Next time he's in town, I'll bring him down for a podcast. Have you guys watched Big Mouth at all?
Nope.
Yeah, I watched it.
God damn it, man. That is the fucking shit. You need to watch it, man. That shit is funny.
I
I
did
should
watch
give
it.
it a chance. I literally just saw some pictures of it and went, that looks stupid.
It does, but it is really, really funny. If you want to watch a
I-
show that basically gives life to your preteen fucking weird years, that is the show to watch.
I'm gonna say I really didn't want to like it. There was no reason for me to like it. It's a show that under any other circumstance I would have hated, but for some reason I absolutely loved it, and I was laughing really hard through the whole thing.
And I don't even like Nick Kroll that much. Like, I enjoyed him on a couple seasons of The League. I thought the Nick Kroll show was terrible. I don't think he's a great stand-up, but man, he is good in this show. It is so funny and so vulgar, and it's everything that I'm serious. Like, think back to when you were going through puberty. This is the shit that you wanted to fucking see on TV. I would recommend all 13-year-old boys watch this show, and girls.
I'll tell you what, as I don't have Amazon, instead of The Expanse, I'll check out Big Mouth.
You could do that,
export.
yeah. Or you could just pirate it,
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, there's that. Has anyone seen this? Feel free to come back to Big Mouth if you haven't finished with it. But has anyone seen Final Space?
Don't know what that is.
No.
It's a cartoon that's on Netflix. It's really good. I randomly saw it on the homepage one day. And give it a chance, and I ended up just like binging the whole series.
The biggest problem we may have is stuff that you see we may not see.
Yeah, there is that.
Let me see. And plus, it may even be on our Netflix, but it doesn't show up in the rotator. Final Space does not show up for the U.S.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm looking at images of it, and yeah, this is a cartoon that a lot of like cartoon people that I follow have been raving about lately. But I haven't
here
checked
it's on
it yet.
TBS.
But yeah, apparently it's supposed to be really good.
No, I really enjoyed it. I'd recommend it.
Yeah, we can watch it here. Just it's not on Netflix. It's actually on a channel here.
Fair enough.
Well, I'll check it out. But you need to watch Big Mouth, and you need to watch The Expanse. I also just blew through a show on Netflix, which was a old IFC show called Maron, and it is basically Curb Your Enthusiasm, but with Mark Maron. I don't know if you know who Mark Maron is, the comic. He's on. Do you have a show called Glow there on your Netflix? It's about the gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
Sounds familiar, but I can't play.
Well, he's on that show. Maron basically plays himself. It's a story kind of about his life, but it's basically Curb Your Enthusiasm. Lots of really awkward situations, but it's really funny. I enjoyed it. Spent the last couple of weeks.
And most of the things that I've been watching on the likes of Netflix has been showing my wife stuff that I've already watched. Like we've been going through Jessica Jones. She's actually recently started watching The Walking Dead, which she never
You should just
got into
stop
before.
her. It's such a waste of time after a couple of years. It's like punching yourself in the face.
She's just finished the first season of that. So
I watch Better Call Saul now, and then they're constantly playing Walking Dead commercials in between. And I'm like, God, I have no desire to watch this anymore. And my wife, whenever the commercials come up for Walking Dead, she's like, turn it off.
You've been watching the Good Place?
You know, I don't. I've tried a couple times. I watched a couple episodes, and I just wasn't into it. And now my wife is watching it because one of our friends recommended her to watch it. And she keeps saying, you'll like it, you'll like it. And I'm like, I fucking tried. Multiple times.
Yeah, we really liked it. We ended up binging the two seasons because they had both seasons on by the time we checked it out. But the third season's just come out, so we need to catch up on that.
Yeah, I'll probably force myself to try again soon.
Dreisman in the chat wants to know if we've watched BoJack Horseman. I have. I've watched the whole thing twice, and yeah, it's really good. It's a good show.
I've tried.
I tried
I've
to watch it, and I didn't like it.
The first season, I didn't hate it, but I also didn't love it. I do like Will Arnett a lot. I just feel like he has a lot of miss.
I love Will Arnett, but I tried watching BoJack, but it just didn't click with me.
Yeah, I guess it clicked with me. Either it clicks with or it doesn't. It's got a very specific, particular kind of writing style to it. But for me, it was like, oh shit, this is so real. This feels like every character flaw I've ever noticed in myself, all wrapped up in
Sorry.
one character.
I'm just thinking of This Is So Real, the cartoon about a horse lead actor.
Well, yeah, that's the obvious irony of it.
Yeah, I know.
It's part of the joke, probably, but yeah, no, I found it to be a really fantastic show especially if you're somebody who's ever gone through like periods of hating yourself and depression and things like that.
There's my life.
There's a lot to relate to in the show.
Mm.
In other news, I'm thinking about actually starting the MikeJ's Bidets online store. Oh, that got crickets.
Was that a joke or is that an actual thing?
No, man. I feel like I talk about them so much, and I've talked many people into like the idea of it. But if I don't have it ready for them, it's just gonna fall by the wayside. So if like I have a trunk full of bidets, and I just like go through my spiel with somebody, and then I'm like, "Come to my car. I'll sell you one right now, $40."
If you want to hear some statistical numbers in our audience, I asked people earlier to vote if they prefer to use toilet paper to wipe their asses or if they prefer to wash their asses. 14 people preferred washing, splashing water on their asses. 57 people wipe with toilet paper.
If I had to guess, most of those 57 people have never used a bidet.
They probably have no interest in it, I would assume.
It doesn't matter if they have interest or not. They need to be taught the gospel, okay? This is like trying to tell somebody that something they've been doing their whole life is wrong, which it is absolutely the truth. But you have been doing it, so it's going to be hard to reject. Plus, it's just something you got to do. Like, you just got to try it.
I mean, what if you don't try it?
Then you're fucking disgusting and dirty. It's not really...
What if you want to be disgusting and dirty?
Well, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But...
Well, there you go.
But,
see, now we're on...
It's more of a, like... It's just something that's not... It's not readily available, and so people aren't used to it. If it was, like, in toilets in public, like it is in Japan, people would get it. Instead, you have to like know somebody that has one and go to their house and try it. Otherwise, you could get one out of the back of my car.
Would you consider yourself a pioneer of a brave new world?
Yeah.
With the days.
Yes. You can just call me Mike Huxley. I'm bringing bidets to the forefront of American culture, possibly European culture too. It's unfortunately not moving fast enough. And I think that's because like I can sit and rant about it on my podcasts, or I can like be at a bar and get into an argument with somebody about it, and when I convince them and then they're like, "Okay, well, I can't start this right now, but if I had a trunk full of them, I could be like, I'll go get you one right now. You got $40? Give me $40, I'll give you this bidet." Then they just got to go home and install it, which is a whole nother thing, but it's really not that hard to install. And then once they start using it, they'd be like, "Oh, dang."
Yeah, maybe you could pass that off in America, but if you tried to do that kind of shit around this region, you would have a massive backlash on your hands.
No, I wouldn't.
Nobody would be interested.
What, would the toilet paper industry come and get me?
Yeah, that's who I'm referring to, yes.
Well, I'm not really worried about the toilet paper industry.
Mike, you got to be careful. They've got their eye on you.
Big
they know
toilet
you're
paper.
a threat.
Big toilet paper's coming for MikeJ.
Yeah, there you go.
They're gonna plant child porn.
Your enemy number
they're gonna
one.
Plant child porn on my computer and get me arrested.
You're joking now, but tomorrow you wake up and that could very well be the case.
Maybe, but you know what? Someone's got to go down in this fight.
Man,
I'm sick of killing the rainforest for a worse solution.
I don't agree with your side. I don't agree with your ideology, but I respect your dedication to your cause.
Well, I'm glad you're okay with your shitty butt, But if you...
I'm very okay with my shitty butt.
I know you are. And I'm just trying to help you. I've
I
spent
don't
the
need your
last
help,
few
though.
years trying to help you.
I'm sorry. I'm your great white whale. You're never gonna conquer me.
You are not my great white whale. You're a stinky, shitty butt friend.
Right, but because of your obsession with stinky, shitty butts, that's why I would be your greatest, conquering objective.
Fuck you. All right, I'm cutting this fucking podcast off. We've been on for an hour and 5 minutes. I'm fucking starving. I'm not even sure anybody can hear us. I'm not even sure anybody's still listening. But thank you for tuning in, and we're fucking out of here. Peace.
All right, take care, guys.
Try getting by, telling lies so that you can run away. How many bridges you burn when you learn they return and come back another day?